My child, stop for a moment and listen to me carefully. What you are about to hear is not random, and it is not something you should casually scroll past. It's confirmed, and you were meant to see this before it's too late. I need your full attention right now, because the next few minutes may reveal something about your life that you have been sensing but could never fully explain. You may have found this message by accident, but from where I stand, nothing about this moment is accidental. Stay with me. Do not rush away. Let every word reach your heart before you decide what it means. Because if you leave too soon, you may miss the very message that was meant to change the direction of your life. My child, there is something I need you to do with me right now, and I want you to approach it with honesty. Do not rush past this moment. Slow your breathing, settle your thoughts, and listen closely to what I am about to tell you. You have been carrying things inside your heart that were never meant to stay there for this long. Some of them are memories that still echo quietly when your mind becomes still. Others are emotions that form during moments when life felt unfair, confusing, or deeply painful. You may not talk about those things often, yet they continue to occupy space within you. They influence the way you think about yourself, the way you approach relationships, and sometimes the way you expect the future to unfold. I have watched how those memories linger, not always loudly, but often like a shadow following behind you. Certain moments return unexpectedly when you least expect them. Perhaps a conversation reminds you of something that once hurt you deeply. Perhaps a quiet evening allows an old disappointment to rise back into your awareness. When those memories appear, you sometimes feel the familiar weight of regret, resentment, or sadness pressing gently against your spirit. I want you to understand something clearly. You were never meant to carry that weight forever. Experiences are meant to teach you, not imprison you. Painful moments may shape your wisdom, but they should not remain as chains that bind your heart to the past. That is why I am inviting you to release those burdens now. Look at the memories that still trouble you and examine them honestly. Ask yourself whether holding onto them has helped you grow or whether it has quietly drained your peace over time. You already know the answer inside your heart. So I am asking you to do something courageous. Open your hands, my child, and begin letting those burdens go. Now listen carefully as I guide you through this process. Releasing the past does not mean pretending it never happened. It means choosing not to let those moments control your present. When you release resentment, you are not declaring that the hurt you experienced was acceptable. You are simply deciding that your future deserves more space than your past mistakes or the mistakes of others. Think about how much emotional energy you have invested in remembering things that cannot be changed. You have replayed conversations, revisited decisions, and wondered how life might look if certain events had unfolded differently. That habit may feel natural, but it quietly keeps your heart anchored to places you were meant to move beyond. I want you to shift that pattern starting today. When an old memory appears in your thoughts, acknowledge it calmly instead of resisting it with frustration. Recognize the lesson it carries. Then gently guide your attention back to the present moment. This simple practice may feel small at first, yet it has the power to transform the way your mind interacts with the past. Over time, those memories will lose the emotional intensity that once surrounded them. They will become part of your story rather than obstacles blocking your path forward. I want you to practice forgiveness as part of this process. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting what happened or pretending that pain never existed. It means releasing the grip that anger or bitterness has on your heart. When you forgive, you create room for peace to grow where resentment once lived. That peace is far more valuable than the satisfaction of holding on to old grievances. Invite that peace into your life. Allow it to soften the sharp edges of memories that once hurt you deeply. Here is another layer to this release that I want you to consider. Some of the weight you carry does not come from what others did to you. It comes from the way you judge yourself with things you wish you had done differently. You sometimes revisit decisions from years ago and criticize yourself as if you should have known everything you know now. That expectation is unfair to the person you were at the time. Growth happens through experience, and experience often includes mistakes. Those mistakes were not evidence that you were incapable. They were opportunities that gradually shaped your understanding of life. I want you to treat your past self with compassion rather than harsh judgment. When you remember a decision that did not lead to the outcome you hoped for, remind yourself that you were learning. You were navigating life with the knowledge you had at that moment. Now you possess greater wisdom because of those experiences. That wisdom is a gift, not a punishment. So release the guilt that has lingered unnecessarily in your thoughts. Allow yourself to appreciate how far you have come instead of focusing only on where you stumbled. Your story is still unfolding, and the lessons you learn through those experiences will help guide the chapters that lie ahead. When you free yourself from the weight of past mistakes, you step into the future with greater clarity and confidence. That freedom is what I want for you. So take a breath now, my child, and let the past loosen its hold on your heart. My child, now that you have begun releasing the weight of the past, I want to talk with you about something that often feels difficult for the human heart: trust. Trust becomes complicated when life does not unfold in predictable ways. You have experienced moments when you believed a certain path would lead to happiness, only to discover that the journey turned in a different direction. You have watched plans change, opportunities appear and disappear, and relationships evolve in ways you did not expect. When these changes happen repeatedly, it becomes natural to question whether the path ahead can truly be trusted. Your mind begins searching for guarantees before it feels comfortable taking the next step. Yet life rarely offers that kind of certainty. Growth usually happens through movement, through exploring possibilities, and through allowing time to reveal meaning gradually. I understand how unsettling that can feel at times. The human mind prefers clear answers and predictable outcomes. But I want you to consider something important. If every part of your journey were visible from the beginning, you would never develop the patience and resilience that come from learning through experience. The uncertainty you encounter is not meant to confuse you. It is meant to strengthen your ability to trust the unfolding of your life. Trust does not require you to see the entire path ahead. It simply asks you to believe that the next step you take with sincerity and wisdom will lead you somewhere meaningful. Now I want you to try something with me. Instead of focusing on the uncertainty that still exists around your future, turn your attention toward the evidence already present in your life. Look back at the experiences that shaped you into the person you are today. Many of those moments were once uncertain when you first encountered them. You did not know how they would influence your life. Yet over time they revealed lessons that became valuable parts of your understanding. Think about the challenges you once feared but eventually overcame. Think about the situations that forced you to adapt, grow, and discover strengths you did not realize you possessed. Those experiences demonstrate something important about the way your life unfolds. Even when the path feels unclear, progress continues through the decisions you make each day. You did not reach this moment by accident. Every step you took contributed to the perspective you now carry. That pattern will continue moving forward as well. When you approach life with honesty, patience, and willingness to learn, the process naturally guides you toward deeper understanding. I want you to trust that process rather than resisting it. Release the pressure to control every outcome. Instead, focus on making thoughtful choices that align with the values you believe in. Those choices will gradually shape the direction of your life in ways that feel authentic and meaningful. There is one more invitation I want to give you before we move forward in this conversation. Begin treating your life as a journey that unfolds through discovery rather than as a puzzle that must be solved immediately. When you approach each new situation with curiosity instead of anxiety, your perspective changes dramatically. You become more open to learning from whatever experiences appear along your path. Even setbacks begin to reveal insights that contribute to your growth. A shift in mindset allows trust to develop naturally because you no longer expect perfection from every step. Instead, you appreciate the process of becoming the person you are meant to be. Remember that growth often happens quietly. Some lessons take time to reveal their significance. That does not mean the process is failing. It simply means the story is still unfolding. I want you to move forward with patience and confidence, knowing that your journey continues to shape you with each step you take. Trust the process, my child. Let it guide you gently into the future that is forming around your life. My child, I want you to sit with me for a moment and think about something you rarely consider in your daily life. You move through your days handling responsibilities, solving problems, responding to situations as they appear. Life often becomes a sequence of tasks that require your attention. In the middle of that constant movement, it becomes easy for you to forget something deeply important. Your presence in this world matters far more than you realize. I am not speaking about grand achievements or public recognition. I am speaking about the quiet influence your life carries simply because you are here. Every person you encounter, every conversation you participate in, every decision you make contributes something to the environment around you. When you speak with kindness, that kindness echoes in the life of the person listening to you. When you offer patience in a moment where anger could easily appear, you shift the emotional atmosphere in ways that extend beyond what your eyes can see. These moments may appear small, almost invisible, yet they shape the fabric of the world around you. I see those moments clearly. I notice the compassion you extend even when you are tired. I observe the honesty you maintain even when shortcuts might seem easier. Your presence carries meaning precisely because of the character you bring into each situation. I want you to understand that your life is not defined only by the milestones society celebrates. It is defined by the influence you carry through the way you treat others and the way you live according to your values. Now I want you to do something that may feel unfamiliar. Take a moment and look at your life from the outside, as if you were observing the journey of another person. Imagine seeing the kindness you show during everyday interactions. Picture the encouragement you offer to someone who feels discouraged. Think about the patience you display when circumstances become frustrating. When you observe those qualities in another person, you immediately recognize their value. You see how those small actions create warmth and trust in the people around them. Yet when those same qualities exist in your own life, you sometimes overlook them because they feel ordinary to you. I want you to stop dismissing those qualities as insignificant. They are powerful expressions of the character forming within you. The world does not change only through dramatic events. It also changes through countless quiet interactions where people choose compassion instead of indifference. Your presence contributes to those changes every day. Recognize that influence and respect it. When you begin seeing your life through this broader perspective, something inside you begins to shift. You stop measuring your value only through visible achievements and start appreciating the deeper impact your character creates in the lives of others. That realization brings a sense of purpose that cannot be replaced by external recognition. Let me invite you to take this understanding one step further. Begin living each day with greater awareness of the influence your presence carries. When you enter a conversation, bring your full attention to the person speaking with you. When someone around you feels discouraged, Offer a word of encouragement rather than silence. When you notice tension rising in a situation, respond with calm instead of contributing to the conflict. These choices may seem simple, yet they shape the emotional environment surrounding you. Over time, the consistent presence of kindness and honesty creates relationships built on trust and respect. That is how meaningful influence grows. It does not require perfection. It requires sincerity and awareness. I want you to approach your life with that awareness from this moment forward. Recognize that your actions matter even when they are not visible to a wide audience. Every small act of integrity contributes to the story you are writing with your life. Walk forward with the understanding that your presence carries value. Let that awareness guide your choices and inspire you to live with intention. My child, I told you that your presence in this world carries influence beyond what your eyes can see, and this moment is one of those opportunities. When you choose to support this mission through super thanks, channel membership, or a PayPal offering, the PayPal link is in the video description. You become a vessel through which my word travels farther than one voice alone could reach. Think of it as planting seeds in a field that is ready for harvest, because many souls are waiting for the truth that will restore their hope. As I declared in 2 Corinthians 9:6, whoever sows generously will also reap generously. Your gift becomes oil in the lamp, ensuring that the light of these messages continues shining into lives that desperately need encouragement. I will see the sincerity of your heart, and I will respond with blessings that overflow into your path. This is not a coincidence. It is a divine appointment placed before you today. So step forward now, support this work, and let your presence help carry my voice into the world. My child, now that you understand the importance of your presence in the world, I want you to shift your attention toward the future waiting in front of you. The road ahead of you is not a fixed script where every detail has already been revealed. It is a living journey that unfolds through the decisions you make, the lessons you learn, and the courage you bring into each new chapter. Sometimes the uncertainty of that future makes you uneasy. Your mind naturally wants to know what will happen next, how certain situations will resolve, and whether the choices you make today will lead to the outcomes you hope for tomorrow. Those questions are understandable. Yet I want you to approach the future with a different mindset than the one shaped by fear or hesitation. Instead of viewing the unknown as something threatening, begin seeing it as a space filled with possibility. The chapters ahead of you hold experiences that have not yet been written. Some of them will challenge you in ways that strengthen your character. Others will bring moments of joy that remind you why your journey is meaningful. You do not need to know every detail of what lies ahead in order to walk forward with confidence. What matters most is the willingness to keep moving with sincerity and courage. Now I want you to consider the person you have become through everything you have already lived. The experiences behind you were not random events without purpose. They were shaping moments that prepared you for the future you are now approaching. The lessons you learned through hardship developed resilience within you. The compassion you gained through difficult relationships deepened your understanding of others. The patience you cultivated during seasons of waiting strengthened your ability to face uncertainty with calm determination. These qualities will guide you as you continue forward. You may not always feel fully prepared for what lies ahead, yet the strength within you has been forming quietly through every step of your journey. I want you to trust that preparation rather than questioning it. When you encounter new opportunities or challenges, approach them with the awareness that your life has already equipped you with valuable insight. Even if you cannot predict every outcome, you can rely on the wisdom that experience has placed inside your heart. That wisdom will help you navigate decisions with greater clarity than you had in earlier chapters of your life. Before we continue further, I want to offer you a simple invitation. Take a moment today to imagine the kind of life you want to build moving forward. Do not limit that vision to external achievements. Think about the qualities you want to express in the way you live each day. Consider the kind of relationships you want to nurture, the kind of environment you want to create around yourself, and the kind of person you want to become through your actions. When you hold that vision in your mind, your daily decisions begin aligning naturally with it. The future you desire does not appear suddenly without effort. It grows gradually through the choices you make consistently over time. So approach the road ahead with thoughtful intention. Choose honesty even when it requires courage. Choose compassion even when patience feels difficult. Choose growth even when the process requires change. Each decision contributes to the direction of your journey. Walk forward with confidence, my child, knowing that the future ahead of you is not something to fear. It is an open path waiting for the character and wisdom you bring into it. My child, come closer in your thoughts for a moment and slow everything down with me. Your life hath been moving quickly for a long time. Responsibilities arrive one after another. Conversations fill your days, and your mind often carries more concerns than you openly admit. Even when your body rests, your thoughts sometimes continue racing through possibilities, worries, or unfinished plans. I see how easily that constant movement can wear down your spirit. That is why I want you to pause here with me and allow a different atmosphere to settle around your heart. Do not rush through this part. Take a slow breath and allow your shoulders to relax. Feel the quiet space that forms when you intentionally step away from the noise that usually surrounds your mind. This moment is important because peace does not arrive through speed or pressure. It arrives through awareness. When you give your attention to the present instead of chasing every concern about tomorrow, your heart begins to steady itself. I want you to recognize that you deserve that steady place within your spirit. Peace is not a reward reserved only for people whose lives are free from difficulty. Peace is a condition of the heart that becomes available when you choose to release the weight of constant tension. You have been carrying many responsibilities and expectations, and it is natural that your mind sometimes feels crowded with thoughts. Yet I am inviting you to create space where those thoughts no longer control your emotional balance. Let your breath deepen for a moment. Allow your thoughts to slow down. You do not have to solve every problem in this exact second. Right now, I simply want you to experience the quiet presence that surrounds you when you allow yourself to rest mentally and emotionally. Now listen carefully to what I am encouraging you to practice in your daily life. Peace grows stronger when you intentionally cultivate it. It does not appear automatically while your mind is constantly reacting to every distraction. That is why I want you to create small moments during your day where you step back from the rush of activity and reconnect with calm awareness. When you wake in the morning, pause for a brief moment before your responsibilities begin. Take a few breaths and remind yourself that your life is not defined by urgency alone. You have the ability to move through the day with thoughtfulness instead of constant tension. As the hours unfold, pay attention to how your mind responds to situations. If you notice anxiety building, slow your breathing and return your attention to the present moment. Remind yourself that you can address each situation with patience rather than panic. This practice may feel simple, yet it has a powerful effect on the way you experience life. When your mind remains grounded, your decisions become clearer and your interactions with others become more compassionate. Peace also grows when you allow yourself to step away from environments that constantly drain your energy. Notice how certain conversations, habits, or surroundings influence your emotional state. If something repeatedly leaves you feeling overwhelmed or discouraged, give yourself permission to limit its presence in your life. Protect the calmness of your spirit the same way you would protect something valuable. Peace is not weakness. It is strength expressed through self-awareness and intentional living. Here is another truth about peace that I want you to understand deeply. Peace does not mean that your life will become free from challenges. Difficult moments will still appear because growth often requires facing situations that test your patience and resilience. What changes is the way you respond to those moments. When peace lives within your heart, challenges no longer feel like storms that completely overwhelm you. They become experiences you can move through with steadiness and clarity. Think about the times when you remained calm even though circumstances around you felt chaotic. During those moments, your mind functioned more clearly than it would have if anxiety had taken control. That calmness allowed you to make wiser decisions and support others who were struggling. This is the kind of inner stability I want you to cultivate more consistently. You already possess the capacity for it. I have seen it appear in your life before. Now I am inviting you to nurture that ability intentionally. Practice returning to stillness when tension rises. Choose patience when irritation tries to dominate your thoughts. Speak gently even when frustration feels tempting. These actions strengthen the foundation of peace within you. Over time, you will notice that the calmness inside your spirit becomes more resilient, even when life around you remains unpredictable. Carry that peace with you, my child. Let it guide your thoughts and actions as you continue walking forward. My child, I want to return with you for a moment to the story behind you. Not so you can remain there, but so you can understand it differently. The past often feels like a collection of memories arranged in a way that highlights your struggles and disappointments more than anything else. When people reflect on their history, they frequently focus on the moments that caused pain or regret. You may have done this many times yourself. Certain experiences appear again and again in your thoughts, almost like scenes replaying in your mind. You remember decisions that did not lead to the outcomes you hoped for. You recall conversations that ended with misunderstanding. You may even revisit opportunities that slipped away before you could fully grasp them. Those memories sometimes create the impression that your past is defined by what went wrong. Yet that interpretation overlooks a much larger truth about your journey. Every chapter of your life contains lessons that contributed to the person you are becoming. Even the experiences that felt like failures carried insights that gradually reshape your understanding. Without those moments, you would not possess the wisdom you carry today. That wisdom allows you to approach situations with greater awareness than before. When you recognize this, your relationship with the past begins to change. Instead of seeing it as a series of mistakes, you begin viewing it as a long process of learning. Each experience becomes part of the education that shapes your perspective. Now I want you to try something with me. Choose one memory that still carries emotional weight for you. Do not run from it or hide it from your thoughts. Look at it honestly, but examine it through the lens of growth rather than regret. Ask yourself what that experience taught you about life. Perhaps it revealed the importance of setting healthy boundaries in your relationships. Perhaps it showed you the value of patience when circumstances move more slowly than you expected. Perhaps it strengthened your empathy toward others who face similar challenges. Whatever the lesson may be, recognize that the experience was not meaningless. It contributed to the development of your character in ways you might not have appreciated at the time. When you identify the lesson within the memory, the emotional weight attached to it begins to shift. The experience no longer feels like a permanent mark against your life. It becomes evidence that you were learning through the process of living. This perspective transforms the way you carry your history. Instead of feeling burdened by it, you begin to appreciate the wisdom it provided. Your past becomes a source of guidance rather than a source of shame. There is something else I want you to remember as you reshape your perspective on your past. The person you were during those earlier moments was navigating life with the understanding available at that time. You did not possess the insight you have today because that insight had not yet been formed. Growth requires experience, and experience often includes trial and error. When you judge your past actions too harshly, you forget that you were in the process of learning. Extend compassion to that earlier version of yourself. Recognize that you were doing the best you could with the knowledge you had. The wisdom you now carry is the result of that journey. It did not appear instantly. It developed through reflection and experience. When you treat your past self with understanding instead of criticism, your heart becomes lighter. The memories that once felt painful begin to lose their power over your present emotions. You gain the freedom to move forward without dragging old judgments behind you. Allow this new perspective to settle into your mind. Your past is not a prison. It is a teacher. Every chapter contributed to the strength and awareness you possess today. Walk forward with that understanding, my child, and let your story continue unfolding with confidence and hope. My child, I want you to lift your eyes for a moment and look forward again, but this time with a deeper awareness of who you are becoming. You have spent so much time looking backward at your experiences, learning from them, slowly understanding the lessons hidden within them. That reflection was necessary, because wisdom grows when you are willing to examine your journey honestly. Yet I do not want you to remain anchored in reflection forever. The road ahead of you is alive with possibilities that are waiting for your presence, your character, and the strength you have developed through everything you have endured. Right now you may not see the full shape of that future. You may only see the next few steps in front of you. That limited view can sometimes make the path feel uncertain. But listen carefully to what I want you to understand. The future you are growing into is not something distant and disconnected from the person you are today. It is already forming through the way you think, the way you choose, and the way you respond to life each day. Every thoughtful decision you make contributes to the direction of your life. Every moment where you choose patience instead of frustration strengthens the kind of character that will shape your tomorrow. When you show compassion to someone who needs encouragement, you are not only helping that person in the present, you are also reinforcing the qualities that define who you are becoming. That is how your future grows. It does not appear suddenly in one dramatic moment. It develops through the consistent alignment of your actions with the values you hold inside your heart. Now I want you to do something intentional. Imagine the kind of person you truly want to become in the years ahead. Do not focus only on external achievements or material success. Instead, think about the qualities you want to express through your life. Consider the kind of integrity you want your actions to reflect. Think about the kindness you want to offer the people around you. Imagine the calm confidence you want to carry when challenges appear. These qualities are the true foundation of a meaningful future. They shape the way you experience every opportunity and every relationship that enters your life. Once you identify those qualities clearly, begin practicing them now rather than waiting for the perfect moment to arrive. If you want your life to reflect honesty, choose honesty in your conversations today. If you want your future to include strong and meaningful relationships, invest time and care into the connections that matter most right now. Your future is not created by distant plans alone. It is created through the choices you make in ordinary moments. Each small decision strengthens the direction you are moving. I want you to recognize the power of that process. When you approach your life with awareness and intention, your future begins to take shape naturally. There is another important part of this journey I want you to understand. The person you are becoming will not emerge through comfort alone. Growth often requires facing situations that challenge your patience, your confidence, and your willingness to adapt. When those moments appear, I do not want you to interpret them as obstacles blocking your path. Instead, see them as opportunities refining your character. Think about the resilience you already developed through past experiences. That resilience did not appear during easy moments. It formed when you were asked to continue moving forward despite uncertainty. The future you are growing into will include similar moments where courage is required. When they appear, approach them with curiosity rather than fear. Ask yourself what lesson the situation might be offering. Allow that lesson to strengthen your understanding. Over time, you will notice something remarkable. The challenges that once felt intimidating will begin to feel like familiar terrain because you recognize them as part of the growth process. This mindset transforms the way you approach life. Instead of avoiding difficulty, you engage with it thoughtfully, knowing that each experience contributes to the development of your character. Walk forward with that awareness, my child. Your future is not waiting somewhere far away. It is unfolding through the choices you make and the person you are becoming right now. My child, now that we have walked through so many parts of your journey together, I want you to understand why I brought you to this moment and why I spoke these words directly to your heart. It was not simply to fill your mind with comforting ideas. I reached you because your life is standing at a meaningful intersection between reflection and action. You have spent time examining your past, understanding your experiences, and recognizing the strength that has grown within you. Those reflections were necessary because they revealed the lessons hidden in your journey. Yet reflection alone does not complete the transformation taking place in your life. At some point, the insights you gain must begin influencing the way you move forward. That is the stage you are entering now. I wanted you to hear these words so you would recognize the importance of this transition. You are no longer the person who walked through earlier chapters of your life without awareness. You have grown through experiences that reshaped your understanding. That growth places you in a position where your choices carry deeper intention than before. I wanted you to see that clearly. When you understand the significance of your growth, you begin approaching your life with greater responsibility and confidence. Now I want to invite you into something practical. Take the insights you have gained from this conversation and begin applying them to the rhythm of your daily life. When you wake in the morning, remind yourself that your presence in the world carries meaning. Do not treat the day ahead as a series of tasks to complete mechanically. Instead, approach it as an opportunity to express the qualities you want your life to reflect. Speak with kindness even in ordinary interactions. Offer patience when situations test your emotions. Make decisions with honesty even when shortcuts might seem easier. These actions may appear simple, yet they shape the environment around you and influence the direction of your life in powerful ways. I want you to practice living with that awareness consistently. When you do, your life becomes a reflection of the wisdom you have developed rather than a reaction to whatever circumstances appear around you. A shift changes everything. You move from surviving each day to shaping each day with intention. Before we finish this part of our conversation, I want you to take a quiet moment and acknowledge the journey you have walked so far. The person who began this path years ago did not possess the same understanding you carry now. Through experiences both joyful and painful, you developed resilience, compassion, and wisdom. Those qualities are now part of your identity. They will continue guiding your choices as you move forward. I did not bring you to this moment by accident. I wanted you to see the progress you have made and the potential still waiting inside your life. When you recognize your growth clearly, you step into the future with renewed confidence. So remember this conversation, my child. Let it remind you that your story is still unfolding. Continue walking with awareness, intention, and courage. The path ahead will reveal its meaning as you move forward with the wisdom already living inside your heart. My child, now that we have walked through so many parts of your journey together, I want you to pause with me one more time and feel the weight of this moment. Do not rush past it. Let your heart sit here for a little while. You came into this message perhaps expecting only a few words, maybe a brief distraction from the rhythm of your day. Yet you stayed. You listened. You allowed your mind to open and your spirit to consider truths that often remain hidden beneath daily responsibilities. That willingness to stay and listen matters more than you realize. It shows that your heart still seeks understanding. It shows that you are not content to drift through life without reflection. That openness inside you is something precious, something I deeply value. So before you move forward from this moment, I want you to carry something important with you. Carry the awareness that your life is not random. Your journey has been filled with experiences that shaped your understanding and strengthened your character. Even the moments you once wished had never happened played a role in preparing you for the person you are becoming today. I want you to remember that truth whenever doubt tries to cloud your perspective. When life becomes difficult again, and there will be days when it does, return to the understanding that your story is still unfolding. Do not let temporary struggles convince you that your path has lost its meaning. Instead, breathe slowly, step back, and remember everything you have already overcome. You are stronger than the voice of doubt that sometimes whispers in your mind. Let the truth become part of how you see yourself moving forward. Now I want to invite you into a simple practice that can change the way you experience each day. When you wake tomorrow morning, do not immediately rush into the demands of the day. Instead, take a few quiet moments for yourself. Sit up, breathe slowly, and remind yourself that your life carries purpose beyond routine tasks. Ask yourself how you want to show up in the world that day. Do you want to bring patience into your conversations? Do you want to offer kindness to someone who might be struggling? Do you want to approach your responsibilities with calm focus rather than stress? These small intentions shape the atmosphere of your entire day. They influence the way you interact with others and the way you respond to challenges. When you approach life with that level of awareness, your days begin to feel more meaningful. Instead of simply reacting to whatever happens around you, you begin participating in the creation of your own experience. I want you to develop that habit of intentional living. Let it become part of your routine. When frustration appears, pause before responding. When someone around you needs encouragement, offer a kind word without hesitation. When uncertainty arises, remind yourself that growth often begins in moments that feel unclear. These practices may seem simple, yet they gradually transform the way you experience life. Over time, you will notice that your days carry a deeper sense of purpose and calm. There is something else I want you to hold in your heart as you move forward from this message. The journey ahead of you will continue presenting opportunities to learn and grow. Some of those opportunities will appear as joyful experiences that fill your life with gratitude. Others will arrive in the form of challenges that test your patience and determination. Both types of experiences are valuable. Joy reminds you of the beauty that exists in life. Difficulty strengthens the qualities that help you navigate future challenges with greater wisdom. Instead of resisting the difficult moments, approach them with curiosity and courage. Ask yourself what lesson might be hidden within the experience. Every challenge carries insight that can expand your understanding if you remain open to learning. I want you to adopt that mindset as you continue walking forward. It will help you see life not as a series of problems to avoid, but as a journey filled with opportunities for growth. When you approach the future with that perspective, your confidence becomes stronger because you understand that every experience contributes something meaningful to your development. Carry that awareness with you, my child. Let it guide the way you respond to whatever tomorrow brings. My child, before we reach the end of this conversation, I want to offer you a quiet invitation. This invitation is not a command, and it is not something you must fulfill immediately. It is simply an opportunity placed gently in front of you. I am inviting you to remain aware of the inner voice that speaks within your heart. Throughout your life you have encountered moments when something inside you nudged you in a certain direction. Perhaps it encouraged you to speak honestly when staying silent might have been easier. Perhaps it urged you to step away from a situation that did not feel right. Those quiet signals are part of the guidance present within your life. Yet in the noise of everyday responsibilities, it can be easy to ignore them. The world often encourages you to move quickly, to make decisions based on pressure rather than reflection. That environment can make it difficult to recognize the subtle wisdom emerging from within your own spirit. I want you to begin paying closer attention to those inner impressions. When you sense that something deserves deeper thought, pause and examine it carefully. Do not rush past the feeling simply because it interrupts your routine. Sometimes those moments contain valuable insight that can guide your choices in meaningful ways. Let me encourage you to create small spaces in your life where that inner awareness can grow stronger. Spend time in quiet reflection whenever you can. This does not require elaborate rituals or complicated routines. It simply means allowing yourself a few minutes of stillness where your mind is not occupied by constant distractions. During those moments, consider the direction your life is taking. Ask yourself whether your actions align with the values you hold inside your heart. If something feels out of balance, explore why that feeling exists. Often your inner awareness recognizes truth before your mind fully understands it. By giving yourself time to reflect, you allow that understanding to surface naturally. This practice strengthens your ability to make thoughtful decisions rather than impulsive ones. Over time, you will notice that your confidence grows because you are responding to life with greater clarity. The more you listen to that inner guidance, the more comfortable you become trusting your own discernment. That trust is an important part of living with authenticity. I want to leave you with one final encouragement as you consider this invitation. Life does not require you to move at the same pace as everyone around you. The world often celebrates speed and constant activity, yet wisdom frequently emerges in moments of quiet reflection. Give yourself permission to slow down when necessary. When something important appears in your life, a decision, a relationship, a new opportunity, approach it thoughtfully rather than rushing into it out of pressure. Ask yourself what truly aligns with the person you want to become. When you make choices from that place of awareness, your life begins to reflect deeper authenticity. You are no longer simply following external expectations. You are living according to the truth growing inside your own heart. Accept this invitation, my child. Let it guide you gently as you continue your journey. My beloved child, before you step away from this moment and return to the rhythm of your day, stay with me just a little longer. Do not rush away yet. Let your heart remain here in this quiet space we have shared together. You have listened carefully, and you have allowed these words to reach places within you that often remain hidden beneath the noise of everyday life. That matters more than you realize. Many people move quickly through their days without pausing long enough to hear what their spirit is trying to tell them. Yet you stopped. You stayed. You listened. The choice alone shows something important about you. It shows that your heart still longs for meaning, still seeks truth, still desires a life that carries purpose beyond routine and survival. I want you to recognize that quality within yourself. Do not dismiss it as something small. The willingness to listen, to reflect, to consider deeper truths is the beginning of transformation in any life. So before you close this moment and return to your responsibilities, I want you to sit quietly and feel the significance of what has just happened. This was not merely a message you encountered during your day. It was a pause placed intentionally in the path of your life so that your heart could remember what truly matters. Now I want you to take a slow breath and allow everything we have spoken about to settle within you. Do not try to carry every idea at once. Simply hold on to the understanding that your journey has meaning and that your life continues unfolding with purpose. And I'll listen carefully to what I want you to do next. Do not leave this moment unchanged. Carry something from it into the life waiting for you outside these words. As you move forward from here, begin living with the awareness we have discussed together. Let the strength you discovered within yourself guide your decisions. Let the compassion that lives in your heart influence the way you treat others. Let the wisdom you gained from past experiences shape the choices you make in the future. You do not need to transform everything about your life overnight. True change grows through consistent steps taken with intention. Start with small actions that reflect the person you want to become. When you encounter someone who needs encouragement, offer it freely. When frustration rises within you, pause and respond with patience instead of anger. When uncertainty appears, remind yourself that growth often begins in moments when the path ahead is not fully visible. These actions may appear simple, yet they gradually shape the direction of your life. Over time, they build a foundation of character that supports every part of your journey. I want you to approach your days with that awareness. Instead of moving through life automatically, engage with it consciously. Notice the opportunities each day brings for kindness, understanding, and growth. Each moment offers a choice about how you will respond. When you choose thoughtfully, your life begins reflecting the deeper values you carry within your heart. There is one more invitation I want to give you before you go. Take a moment after you finish reading these words and express gratitude for the journey you have lived so far. Yes, even the difficult parts deserve acknowledgement. Those experiences shaped the resilience and insight you carry today. Without them, you would not possess the wisdom that now guides your perspective. Gratitude does not erase pain, but it transforms the way you see your past. Instead of viewing your experiences as obstacles that held you back, you begin recognizing them as lessons that prepared you for growth. I want you to practice that gratitude intentionally. Reflect on the people who supported you during difficult moments. Think about the lessons you learned from situations that once seemed overwhelming. Allow appreciation to replace resentment where it can. When you cultivate gratitude, your heart becomes lighter and your outlook becomes clearer. Life begins to feel less like a series of problems and more like a journey of discovery. Carry that mindset with you as you move forward. It will help you approach challenges with patience and celebrate blessings with deeper awareness. Your story continues unfolding, my child, and the perspective you choose will influence the way you experience every chapter ahead. Finally, I want you to remember something simple but powerful as you leave this message behind. You are not walking through life alone, even when it sometimes feels that way. There will be moments when the road becomes difficult again. There will be days when doubt returns and questions arise in your mind. When those moments appear, pause and remember the conversation we shared here. Remember that your strength did not disappear. Remember that your worth does not depend on external approval. Remember that your journey carries meaning beyond what you can always see in the present moment. Let those truths steady your heart. Walk forward with courage, patience, and openness to the lessons still waiting for you. Your story is not finished. In fact, the chapters ahead may reveal possibilities you cannot yet imagine. So rise from this moment with quiet confidence. Step back into your life with renewed awareness. And as you move through the days ahead, carry this understanding gently within you. Your life matters, your choices matter, and the path you are walking continues to unfold with purpose. My child, go forward now with the truth alive in your heart. My beloved child, before you leave this moment completely, Listen closely, because what you do next can extend this message far beyond your own life. There are countless hearts still waiting to hear the same truth that just strengthened your spirit, and I am inviting you to help deliver it. When you give through Super Thanks, join as a member, or send support through PayPal, with a link placed for you in the video description, you are pouring oil into a lamp that spreads my word across nations. I remind you of the promise I spoke in Malachi 3:10. Bring the whole tithe, and see if I will not open the windows of heaven. Every act of generosity becomes a seed in my field, and I will cause it to grow into blessings, protection, and unexpected provision in your life. Do not treat this moment as ordinary, because I have placed this opportunity before you for a reason. If your heart feels moved, that is my invitation stirring within you. So act now, support this mission, and help my word reach the souls who are still waiting. And as you respond to that invitation, remember that your generosity is only one expression of a heart that is listening. More than anything, I desire your attention, your trust, and your willingness to remain close to me. So don't rush away just yet. Stay with me for a little longer and quiet every distraction competing for your focus. There is a reason I brought you to this place, and there is something your heart needs to hear before you move on. I have been preparing this moment long before you pressed play. What I am about to say is not meant for everyone. It is a word prepared specifically for the soul that chose to stay and listen. Open your heart, because I am about to reveal why this meeting was never an accident but a divine appointment. My child, hear my voice calling out to your spirit in this exact, appointed moment. I am speaking directly to your heart right now. Understand that your arrival to this message is not by earthly coincidence. You did not just stumble upon these words by chance. I brought you here. I have drawn you to this screen, to this very second, because I have something urgent to tell you. Feel the weight of my divine urgency pressing upon your heart today. Do you feel that knot in your stomach? The sharp fear about the future, the heavy pressure at your job, the unspoken tensions tearing at your family, the quiet ache of feeling completely overlooked. That knot isn't from me. Let us undo it together right now. I see the real you, behind the brave, smiling face you show the world. I see the deep exhaustion you carry in your bones. I hear the silent, desperate questions you ask when the lights go out. I am here to answer them. Put aside the fleeting distractions of the world to receive this living word. Pause now. Take a deep, slow breath. Think of the sudden, quiet pause just before a massive storm breaks. That is the exact stillness I am calling you into today. Stop running for just a moment. Stop striving to fix every single broken thing on your own. You have tried to carry a mountain of worries on your own shoulders, and it is breaking you down. Drop that heavy load right here, right now, at my feet. I never asked you to hold it. Open your eyes to me. Look at me. I am your Father, your Creator, and I am stepping right into your daily reality. I am walking into your messy, loud, and demanding life because I love you far too much to leave you struggling alone. Open the spiritual ears of your heart to comprehend the times you are living in. Listen to me today. The world around you is incredibly loud, angry, and spinning totally out of control. But you do not belong to that chaos. You belong entirely to me. I am pulling you out of the frantic noise. I am calling you by your specific name. Close your eyes. Do you hear it? My gentle whisper is cutting straight through the loud panic of your days. I am giving you a command rooted in pure love. Wake up. Do not sleepwalk through this crucial, defining season of your life. I have marked this exact hour for your personal breakthrough. The very things that keep you awake at night, the lack of money, the broken relationships, the terrifying fear of failing. I am handling them for you. I am already moving the pieces into place. You only need to trust me. Embrace the unfathomable love that drives me to warn and prepare you. Feel my love wrapping around you tightly, like a warm, heavy blanket on a freezing winter night. I am actively preparing you for what is coming. I do not warn you to scare you. I warn you because I fiercely protect what is mine. And you are mine. You are my precious, chosen child. I will absolutely not let you walk into the future blind or defenseless. I am equipping you with a sound mind, a steady heart, and a crystal clear path. Rise up from your discouragement. Stand up tall. Reach out and take my strong hand. Walk with me into this exact moment, fully awake, fully loved, and completely prepared. You are safe. You are seen. You are deeply and eternally known. Trust my voice, and let us begin this new chapter together. And know that the ancient prophecies written in my word are rapidly accelerating right before your very eyes. You look around at the world today, and you feel a deep, unsettling confusion. You see the headlines, you hear the endless arguments, and you wonder where everything is heading. I am telling you right now, none of this is a surprise to me. I wrote the end of the story before the beginning ever took place. Witness the undeniable alignment of earthly events with my heavenly decrees. I am moving the pieces on the board. I am shifting the nations, and I am aligning every single detail to match exactly what I said would happen. You do not need to feel lost in the chaos. I am entirely in control. Trust that what I have spoken in secret is now being brought into the bright, undeniable light. I have whispered promises into your spirit during your darkest nights. I have given you quiet hopes that you were too afraid to share with anyone else. You thought those dreams were foolish. You thought I had forgotten them. I have not forgotten a single word I spoke to you. Release your doubts right this very moment, for your long, painful season of questioning has finally come to an end. You have spent so many days wondering if you are on the right path. You have spent so many nights crying into your pillow, asking me if I am really there, asking me if I truly care about the heavy burdens you carry. I am here. I care deeply about every single tear you have cried. I see the specific fear you have about your family falling apart. I see the quiet anxiety you carry about getting older and feeling like you have missed your purpose. Let those fears fall to the ground. Anchor your soul completely in the unshakable truth of my scripture. My words are not just old stories written in a dusty book. My words are living, breathing power. They are the solid rock beneath your feet when the mud of this world tries to pull you under. I want you to plant your feet firmly on my promises today. Behold the fulfillment of the promises I made to your ancestors, and the promises I am making to you right now. I am a God who finishes exactly what I start. I started a good work in you, and I will absolutely carry it through to the end. You have waited patiently, and sometimes impatiently, for a very long time. You have watched other people receive their blessings, and you have quietly wondered when your turn would come. I am telling you, your time is right now. Open your hands and prepare your heart. I am validating every tear you shed in faith. I am confirming that your prayers did not hit the ceiling and bounce back down. They reached my throne. I heard you. I'm answering you. Step forward with bold confidence today. You are walking into a season of clear, undeniable confirmation. I am removing the fog from your mind. I am clearing the path ahead of you. You will know exactly which way to turn, because I am holding your hand and leading you every single step of the way. Observe the crumbling of systems and structures built by human hands. You see it happening every time you turn on the news or go to the grocery store. You watch the prices go up. You see the banks struggle, and you hear the loud panic of leaders who do not know what to do. A world is shaking. I'm shading it. I am allowing the things built on pride and greed to fall, so that only what is built on my truth will remain. Do not let fear overtake you amidst these economic and societal tremors. I see you sitting at your kitchen table, staring at your bills, feeling a cold panic rise in your chest. I see you calculating the numbers, wondering how you will stretch your paycheck to the end of the month. I see the heavy worry you carry about losing your job or losing your home. I am looking right into your eyes today, and I am saying, stop worrying. I am your provider. The global economy does not dictate your survival. I do. Recognize this massive global shaking as my divine separation of the wheat from the chaff. I am clearing away the dead, useless things so that new life can grow. This is not a time for you to panic. This is a time for you to stand strong. Find your solid ground only upon the rock of my salvation. When the ground underneath you feels like sand, step onto the rock. I am that rock. I do not change when the stock market crashes. I do not fail when earthly leaders make mistakes. I remain the same yesterday, today, and forever. Let go of your heavy reliance on temporary, worldly securities that will quickly fade away. You have put so much trust in your bank account, in your job title, in the approval of your friends. All of those things can disappear in a single afternoon. I will never disappear. I will never leave you abandoned in your time of need. Trust my sovereign, guiding hand to lead you safely through all of this instability. I have perfectly mapped out your survival and your success. You do not need to hoard things in a blind panic. You do not need to lay awake at night plotting out endless worst-case scenarios in your head. I want you to take a deep breath right now. Let the tension drop from your shoulders and clench your jaw. I have a firm grip on your life. When the storm rages outside, I am the warm, safe house where you can shelter. I will provide the food you need. I will provide the money you need. I will provide the safety you need. I am fiercely protective of my children. You are my child. I will not let you starve, and I will not let you fall. Keep your eyes locked entirely on me, not on the crashing waves around you. I am walking on top of those waves, and I am calling you to walk out here with me. Shake off the heavy lethargy that the enemy has attempted to cast over you. I know exactly how tired you are. I see you dragging yourself out of bed in the morning, feeling like you have run a marathon before your feet even touch the floor. I see you coming home from work, utterly drained, collapsing onto the couch and mindlessly scrolling through your phone just to numb your brain. You feel disconnected. You feel spiritually dry. You feel like a heavy, dark blanket has been thrown over your mind. That heaviness is not just physical exhaustion. It is a deliberate, unseen attack to keep you quiet and ineffective. Open your spiritual eyes to the unseen, heavenly battle raging all around you. You are not just fighting a bad mood or a tough week. You are in a spiritual war, and the enemy wants you fast asleep. He wants you too tired to pray. He wants you too distracted to read my word. Ignite the dormant, smoldering fire of my Holy Spirit deep within your soul. I am blowing a fresh wind onto the dying embers of your faith right now. Wake up. Rise from the dangerous complacency of a comfortable, lukewarm faith. You have settled for a routine that looks like faith but lacks all the power. You go through the motions, but your heart is miles away. I do not want your religious routines. I want your burning, passionate heart. I am calling you back to the intense, fiery love you had when you first met me. Step into the alert and watchful posture required of a true believer. I need you awake on the wall. I need you paying attention to what is happening in your home, in your city, and in your own mind. Stop letting the days just blur together in a numb cycle of working, eating, and sleeping. I created you for a massive, powerful purpose, and you cannot fulfill it if you are asleep. Allow the bright dawn of my truth to banish the dark shadows of your spiritual sleep. I am washing your eyes with fresh water today. I am clearing the heavy brain fog that has kept you stuck in a rut. I invite you to step outside, take a deep breath of fresh air, and talk to me again like a real friend. Tell me how tired you are. Tell me how bored you feel with your life. Bring all your messy, honest feelings to me. I can handle them. I will replace your deep exhaustion with a supernatural energy you cannot explain. I will replace your boredom with a thrilling, divine mission. I am waking you up right now. Feel the life flowing back into your spiritual veins. You are coming back to life. You are stepping out of the dark cave of apathy and walking directly into the bright, warm sunlight of my presence. I am ready to move powerfully in your life. Stay awake and watch what I will do. Fasten the belt of my absolute truth firmly around your waist. You are walking onto a battlefield every single day, and I absolutely refuse to let you go out there unprotected. The lies of this world will try to trip you up. The enemy will whisper that you are a failure, that you are ugly, that you are entirely unlovable, and that your future is ruined. Those are completely fabricated lies. Wrap my truth around your core to hold everything together. I say you are wonderfully made. I say you are entirely forgiven. Guard your vital spiritual organs with the heavy breastplate of righteousness. Protect your sensitive heart. I see how easily your feelings get hurt by the careless words of other people. I see the deep sting you feel when someone you love rejects you or ignores you. Put on my righteousness. Let my total approval of you block out the harsh rejections of this world. You do not need their validation because you already have mine completely. Shod your feet with the readiness of my glorious gospel of peace. The path ahead of you is going to be rocky. There will be sharp stones of disappointment and rough patches of conflict in your family and at your workplace. You need thick spiritual shoes so you can walk over that rough ground without getting cut and bleeding out your joy. I am giving you a deep, grounding peace that will keep you stable when people around you are losing their minds. Raise the heavy, protective shield of faith to extinguish every single flaming arrow of doubt and fear. Those sudden panic attacks that hit you in the middle of the day. Those are flaming arrows. That sudden, crushing wave of depression that makes you want to give up. That is an arrow. Lift your shield. Say out loud, I trust my God. That simple sentence will stop the fire dead in its tracks. Place the secure helmet of salvation upon your mind to fiercely protect your thoughts. Your mind is the main target. I see the late night overthinking that keeps you staring at the ceiling until 3 in the morning. I see the terrible scenarios you invent in your head about terrible things happening to your children or your career. Put the helmet on. Take control of those wild, runaway thoughts. Tell your anxious mind to bow down to my peace. I have saved you, and your future is totally secure. Finally, grab the sword of the Spirit, which is my eternal, spoken word. I did not just give you armor to hide and defend yourself. I gave you a weapon to fight back. When the fear whispers in your ear, cut it down with a promise from my book. Speak my words out loud in your living room, in your car, and in your office. I am turning you from a frightened victim into a powerful, untouchable warrior. Stand tall, perfectly geared up, and face your day with total, unshakable confidence. My beloved child, do not turn away from me now. If you walk away from my voice in this critical hour, It deeply grieves my heart. You have put on the armor, but the battle plan is still unfolding. To stop listening now, to swipe away from this divine encounter, is to leave your soul exposed on a dangerous battlefield. I am pleading with you. Stay with me. Honor my presence in your room right now. Let me finish pouring this necessary fire into your spirit, because the very next revelation is meant to save you. Look up to the heavens and look closely at the earth for the prophetic markers I have clearly established. I am leaving you signs everywhere, just like streetlights guiding you home in the dark. I want you to see them. Discern the massive spiritual climate shift occurring rapidly across the nations. You can feel it in the air, can't you? People are more easily offended. Anger is boiling over in the streets, and basic truth is being twisted into lies. Do not look at this and feel shocked or defeated. I warned you about all of this long ago. I told you these exact things would happen before my ultimate return. Do not be deceived by false prophets promising hollow, temporary peace. You will hear politicians and wealthy leaders telling you they have the perfect plan to fix the economy and save the planet. They do not. Any peace built without me will crumble like a house made of dry sand. Connect the current global unrest directly to the birth pangs I vividly foretold in my word. Where woman is giving birth, the pain gets stronger and closer together right before the new life finally arrives. The shaking, the wars, the sickness, the financial collapse. These are the sharp contractions of a world that is passing away, making room for my perfect, eternal kingdom. This means your ultimate rescue is getting closer by the second. Stay deeply informed by my Holy Spirit, rather than totally paralyzed by worldly news. Turn off the television. Put down your phone. I see how you doom scroll through terrible news stories until your stomach is tied in knots. That continuous stream of negativity is poisoning your spirit and stealing your daily joy. You do not need to know every terrible thing happening on the other side of the globe. You need to know what I am saying to you in your own living room. Maintain a posture of hopeful, joyous expectation rather than heavy, earthly dread. I do not want you walking around with a gloomy, fearful expression on your face. You are holding the winning ticket. You know exactly how this grand story ends. I win, and because you belong to me, you win too. When the people at your job are complaining and terrified about layoffs, I want you to be the one smiling with quiet confidence. When your neighbors are panicking, I want you to be the calm, steady voice of deep reason. I have placed you in this exact generation on purpose. You are supposed to be a bright, burning flashlight in a very dark room. Look at the signs, smile at the future, and know that I am orchestrating a magnificent finale. Lift your head high today. Your complete and total deliverance is rushing toward you faster than you can possibly imagine. Invite my Holy Spirit to search the deepest, most hidden corners of your mind today. I know you carry things inside you that you have never spoken out loud to another living soul. I see the quiet shame you hold on to. I see the hidden habits you turn to when you are feeling lonely, overwhelmed, or completely exhausted. You try to sweep these things under the rug, hoping I will not notice, but I see it all, and I still love you completely. I am not asking you to clean yourself up before you come to me. I am asking you to invite me into the mess. Open the door to those dark, dusty rooms in your heart. Repent of the secret sins that weigh down your spiritual flight and block our daily communion. You know the ones I am talking about. The sharp judgments you make about other people. The quiet jealousies you harbor when someone else gets the promotion or the blessing you wanted. Let these things go. They are heavy weights tied to your ankles, preventing you from stepping into the massive freedom I have prepared for you. Forgive those who have deeply wronged you, just as I have freely and completely forgiven you. I know this is the hardest thing I will ever ask you to do. I see the person who betrayed your trust. I know exactly what they took from you. I felt the sharp pain in your chest when they walked away or when they spoke those cruel words. But holding on to that bitter resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It is destroying your peace. Release them right now. Hand the heavy burden of justice over to me. I am the only righteous judge. Purge the modern idols of your daily life that compete for my rightful throne. Look closely at where you spend your precious time and your mental energy. I see you staring at your phone screen for hours, mindlessly scrolling through the perfectly edited lives of strangers, feeling worse about your own life with every swipe. That little device has become a loud, demanding idol in your life. It is stealing your joy and distracting you from my voice. Put it down. Wash yourself daily in the purifying, life-giving water of my word. You take time every single morning to wash your physical body, but you are letting your spirit walk around covered in the dirt and grime of this fallen world. Open my book. Let my words wash over your anxious thoughts like cool, clean water on a burning wound. My words will scrub away the lies you have started to believe about yourself. Present your physical body as a living, holy, and acceptable sacrifice to me. Your body is the very temple where my spirit lives. Stop treating it poorly. Stop running yourself into the ground with overwork and endless stress. Rest when you are tired. Eat what nourishes you. Treat yourself with the immense respect that a child of the Most High God deserves. I want to fill you up completely, but I need a clean vessel. Take a deep breath right now. Exhale all the toxic anger, the sharp envy, and the heavy guilt. Let me wash you entirely clean from the inside out. You are starting fresh right in this exact moment. Shift your daily prayers from casual, rushed requests to fervent, fiery intercession. I listen to you when you pray before you fall asleep, murmuring a few quick words while your mind is already drifting off. I hear you when you shoot up a fast plea for help when you are stuck in traffic or running late for a meeting. I accept those small moments. But my beloved child, there is so much more available to you. You are treating prayer like a quick transaction at a store, when I am inviting you into a deep, life-altering conversation. Enter into your secret place, shut the heavy door to the loud world, and meet with me face to face. Carve out actual time for me. Wake up just 15 minutes earlier. Sit in the quiet stillness of your kitchen before the children wake up and the daily chaos begins. Bring your cup of coffee, sit in your favorite chair, and simply talk to me like I am sitting right across the table from you. Because I am. Pray not just for your own immediate needs, but weep for the salvation of the lost around you. You are so focused on asking me to fix your own temporary discomforts, but I want to enlarge your heart. Look at your coworker who is secretly battling severe depression. Look at your neighbor whose marriage is quietly falling apart. I have placed you right next to them on purpose. Stand in the spiritual gap for your family, your city, and your nation. You are not a helpless bystander watching the world burn down. You are a warrior with direct access to the Creator of the universe. When you pray, things shift in the invisible realm. When you speak my name over your children, demons literally flee from their bedrooms. Listen closely in the silence, for true prayer is a two-way dialogue with your Creator. Stop doing all the talking. Stop rushing through your list of complaints and then immediately walking away. Pause. Sit in the absolute silence. Do you feel the gentle tug on your heart? Do you hear the quiet, reassuring thought that suddenly drops into your mind? That is me. I am speaking back to you. I have answers to the incredibly complex problems you are facing at work. I have the exact wisdom you need to handle that difficult teenager in your home. Decree my scriptural promises boldly into the spiritual atmosphere around you. Do not just ask me to take the fear away. Open your mouth and command the fear to leave in the authority of my name. Speak life over your empty bank account. Speak healing over your aching body. Your words have massive creative power when they are aligned with my will. I am handing you the keys to the kingdom today. Stop begging like a powerless orphan and start praying like the fully authorized, deeply loved heir that you actually are. Recognize right now that the paralyzing spirit of fear does not come from my kingdom. I see the way panic suddenly grips your chest out of nowhere. I see how you walk through your days expecting the other shoe to drop, constantly waiting for the next piece of bad news to ruin your life. I see the terrifying scenarios you play out in your head about your health failing or your family ending up on the streets. I did not give you that spirit of heavy, suffocating fear. Sever the historical anxieties and traumas passed down through your bloodline. You have heard your parents say, "Our family just has bad luck," where we always struggle with money, where depression just runs in our genes. You have accepted these inherited curses as your permanent reality. I am telling you today to draw a hard line in the sand. You are the one I have chosen to break this toxic cycle. The generational chains of poverty, addiction, and crippling anxiety stop with you. Replace a worldly mindset of constant scarcity with the brilliant reality of my heavenly abundance. You operate out of a deep-seated belief that there is never enough. You hoard your time, you clench your fists tightly around your money, and you are terrified that you will eventually run out of the things you need. Look up at the sky. Look at the vast oceans. I am a God of overwhelming, extravagant abundance. I own it all, and you are my child. I will supply every single thing you need. Step forward in immense courage today, knowing I walk ahead of you into the terrifying unknown. You are so afraid of making the wrong decision. You are paralyzed by the fear of failure. Do you really think a single mistake will ruin the massive plan I have for your life? Take the step. Apply for that job. Start that business. Make that difficult phone call. I am already standing in your tomorrow, completely preparing the way for you. Speak my holy name over the terrors that attempt to haunt your nights. When you wake up at 3 in the morning in a cold sweat, feeling an overwhelming dread pressing down on your chest, you not just lie there and accept it. Open your mouth. Whisper the name of Jesus into the dark room. Watch how quickly the heavy atmosphere shatters and my warm peace floods back in. Claim your rightful, legal inheritance of a sound mind, divine power, and deep, unshakable love. You are not destined to live your life a nervous wreck. You are not meant to survive on handfuls of worry and regret. I have designed your mind to be sharp, calm, and incredibly focused. I have filled your spirit with a bold, lion-like courage. Shake off the timid, fearful identity you have worn for so long. Stand up straight, square your shoulders, and walk through this world with the absolute confidence of someone who knows exactly who their father is. Prepare your mind to receive profound revelations that were previously kept completely secret. You are living in an era where the curtains are being forcefully pulled back. For a long time, you have felt a strange, quiet intuition that something about the systems of this world is deeply wrong. You have watched the news and felt in your gut that you were only being fed half the story. You were right. Watch closely as the deceptive, manipulative narratives of this fallen world are aggressively exposed. I am shining a brilliant, blinding light into the darkest corners of human government, media, and culture. The lies that have been carefully constructed to keep humanity distracted and divided are going to collapse. I am tearing down the false idols of your modern society. Receive the spirit of wisdom to understand these complex, unfolding mysteries. Do not let the sudden rush of information overwhelm you or throw you into a state of panic. Do not be shocked when the deep, ugly darkness of highly respected earthly leaders is suddenly brought to light. You will see people you once admired completely fall from their pedestals. You will see institutions you thought were rock solid crumble into dust overnight. When this happens, do not let your own foundation shake. Your ultimate trust was never supposed to be placed in human beings, political parties, or earthly organizations. They will always fail you because they are flawed and fragile. Seek my truth above all else, for it remains absolute and entirely unchanging. When the voices on the television are screaming in panic, and the internet is flooded with wild conspiracies and terrifying predictions, I want you to turn it all off. Close the laptop. Silence the phone. Open my word. I am the only source of absolute, unbreakable truth. What I say is the final reality, regardless of what the breaking news ticker claims. Allow these startling, uncomfortable revelations to deeply strengthen, rather than shake, your faith. Let it prove to you that everything I said in my book is entirely accurate. The world is behaving exactly as I warned you it would. This means my promises of your ultimate rescue are also entirely true. Use this time of global exposure to clean your own house. Let my light expose the small lies you tell yourself. Let me reveal the hidden motives in your own heart. Walk in complete, transparent integrity. Do not participate in the gossip, the slander, or the panicked outrage of the crowd. You are called to be a calm, steady anchor in a rapidly shifting sea. When the people around you realize they have been lied to and their worldviews are shattered, they will be desperate for something real. Be ready. Point them directly to the unshakable, eternal truth of my love. My child, as I peel back the heavy curtains of dissection and reveal the hidden truths of this hour, I am calling you to become a pillar of light in a world drowning in lies. You have seen the darkness exposed, but now you must help me flood the earth with the brilliant radiance of my eternal word. I am inviting you to sow a sacrificial seed today through Super Thanks, or the link in my description, ensuring this message of truth reaches the souls who are currently paralyzed by the enemy's manipulation. Think of your gift as the sacred oil that keeps the lamp of revelation burning bright for the millions who are still wandering in the shadows. When you partner with this mission, you are not just giving. You are planting in fertile, prophetic soil that I will personally water with my favor. I declare over you that as you help me unveil my truth to others, the windows of heaven will open to reveal the hidden treasures of my kingdom in your own life. Do not let this divine appointment pass you by while the light is still breaking through. Go now, click the link or use Super Thanks, and join me in this holy work of awakening the world. My precious one, hold still. Do not close this message. Do not let the cheap, digital noise of the world pull you back into the dark. It pains me. It truly breaks a father's heart when you turn your back just as I am parting the deep waters for you. If you abandon this sacred conversation now, you are walking away from the very rescue you wept and prayed for. Show me that you revere my words. Stay right here. Listen closely. Your deepest breakthrough is waiting in my very next breath. Make your earthly home a dwelling place for my continual, manifest presence. Your home is not just a building where you sleep and keep your belongings. It is meant to be a fortress. When you walk through your front door after a long, exhausting day of fighting the battles of life, the atmosphere should instantly change. The heavy stress of your job, the toxic interactions you had, the loud noise of the traffic, all of it should melt away the second you step inside. Establish an atmosphere of high praise and quiet worship that actively repels the enemy. Do not let your house be filled with constant bickering, screaming, and angry tension. I see the cold silence between you and your spouse. I hear the harsh, impatient way you speak to your children when you are tired. Stop letting the enemy use your exhaustion to turn your safe haven into a war zone. Find profound peace in knowing you are entirely hidden under the shadow of my massive wings. I am the ultimate protector of your household. You worry about intruders. You worry about sickness entering your doors. You worry about how you will pay the mortgage to keep the roof over your head. Let it go. I hold the deed to your life. Create a physical and spiritual refuge of total safety for your weary loved ones. When your children come home from a brutal day at school where they felt rejected or bullied, let them find warm acceptance and unwavering love in your arms. When your spouse is beaten down by the heavy demands of their boss, let them find deep encouragement and fierce loyalty in your words. Guard diligently what enters your sanctuary through the screens, the music, and the voices you allow inside. You cannot watch violent, dark, and depressing entertainment in your living room and then wonder why you are having terrifying nightmares. You cannot listen to music that celebrates everything I hate and expect your home to feel peaceful. Take control of the spiritual gates of your house. Turn off the toxic noise. Play music that lifts my name high. Speak words of life, gratitude, and fierce blessing over your dinner table. Walk through your rooms and dedicate every single corner to me. Rest in the absolute. I collect assurance that the destroyer will pass over my marked ones. You do not need to stockpile weapons in fear. You do not need to build a bunker. Your true safety is found entirely in my presence. Let the storms rage outside. Let the economy shake and the world panic. Inside your home, there will be light, there will be warmth, and there will be profound, unshakable peace. Rest your head tonight knowing I am standing guard at your door. Seek out the remnant of true, uncompromising believers in your community today. I see how incredibly lonely you feel walking this path. You look around at the world, and sometimes even at the people in your own life, and you feel like you are the only one who still cares about my truth. You have been hurt by religion in the past. You have experienced the deep sting of betrayal from people who called themselves your spiritual brothers and sisters. Because of that pain, you have retreated. You have built high, thick walls around your heart. You have decided it is safer to just watch a sermon on a screen in your living room and keep your faith entirely to yourself. I am telling you right now, you cannot survive the coming days in isolation. Abandon the modern trap of isolated Christianity and embrace the living, breathing body of Christ. I did not create you to be a lone wolf in the wilderness. I created you for deep, meaningful family. Share your limited resources, your unique spiritual gifts, and your desperate encouragement with fellow saints. You think you have nothing left to give because you are so drained, but your very presence is a healing balm to someone else who is secretly suffocating in loneliness. When you walk into a room and offer a simple, honest prayer for a struggling friend, you are releasing my literal power into their life. Unite in corporate, unified prayer to violently multiply your spiritual authority on the earth. One of you can chase 1,000, but 2 of you can put 10,000 of the enemy's lies to flight. I need you linking arms with people who will hold you up when your own legs give out. I need you sitting across the table from people who will look you in the eye and tell you the truth, even when it hurts, because they love you fiercely. Protect your new fellowship fiercely from the destructive, poisonous seeds of division and gossip. The enemy is absolutely terrified of unified believers. He will try to plant small misunderstandings. He will try to make you offended by a careless comment. He will whisper that you do not belong, that you are not spiritual enough, or that these people are secretly judging you. Shut those lies down immediately. Refuse to let a single word of gossip cross your lips. When conflict arises, and it will, face it with immense grace and relentless forgiveness. Stand shoulder to shoulder as an impenetrable, unified wall of unshakable faith. When the storms of life hit your community, when the economy fails, when sickness tries to sweep through, your unified faith will act as a massive shield. Step out of your comfort zone today. Send the text message. Like that phone call. Find your people, my child, because I am pouring out a massive blessing on the unified gathering of my faithful ones. Disconnect from the endless, draining stream of meaningless entertainment that is slowly starving your spirit. I watch you sit on your couch at the end of a long day, entirely depleted. You pick up the remote control or your phone, hoping to find just a little bit of comfort, a little bit of escape from the heavy pressure of your life. But you know exactly how it feels when you finally turn the screen off hours later. You do not feel rested. You feel entirely empty. You feel a heavy, dull ache in your mind. Refuse to be captivated by the hollow, exhausting pursuit of earthly wealth and digital distraction. You are trading the most precious, irreplaceable commodity you possess, your time, for things that absolutely do not matter. The enemy does not need to destroy you with massive tragedies if he can simply keep you distracted until your life is over. I am calling you to wake up and snap out of the trance. Stop seeking validation from a fallen society that inherently rejects my laws and my love. I see the invisible heavy chains you wear. You are exhausted from trying to keep up with the perfectly curated lives of the people you see online. You feel a sharp pang of inadequacy when you look at your own home, your own bank account, and your own physical body. You are desperately trying to prove your worth to a world that will forget you the moment you stop performing for them. Stop it. Right now. You do not need their applause. You already have my standing ovation. Redirect your precious time towards studying my eternal, life-giving scriptures. Open the book that actually breathes life into your dead, tired bones. Let my words replace the angry, frantic voices of the news anchors and the superficial chatter of the culture. Fast intentionally from the loud, demanding digital noise so you may clearly hear my heavenly frequency. I want you to literally turn it off. Set hard boundaries for yourself. Spend the first hour of your morning and the last hour of your evening entirely disconnected from the digital world. The silence will feel deeply uncomfortable at first. Your mind will race, demanding the constant stimulation it is addicted to. Push through that initial discomfort. Sit in the quiet. Focus your spiritual gaze entirely upon the eternal, glorious prize set directly before you. I have massive, world-changing plans for you, but you will never step into them if you are constantly staring down at a glowing rectangle in your hand. Look up. Look at the sky. Look into the eyes of your family. Look directly at me. I am offering you real, vibrant, abundant life, but you have to put down the cheap substitutes first. Choose my profound presence over their cheap entertainment today. Position yourself with an open, eager heart to receive the mighty latter rain of my Holy Spirit. You have read the old stories in your Bible. You have read about seas splitting, fire falling from the sky, and blind eyes being opened. You secretly believe those massive miracles were only for the people back then, or maybe for super spiritual leaders who are far better than you. I am telling you, you are completely wrong. I am the exact same God today, and I am looking for ordinary, broken, willing vessels just like you. Expect to see the miraculous, undeniable manifestation of spiritual gifts in your own daily life. I am not just talking about what happens inside a church building. I am talking about your workplace. I am talking about the grocery store. I am talking about your own living room. I want to fill you so completely that my power literally spills out onto the carpet of your home. Welcome the prophetic dreams, the sudden visions, and the clear words of knowledge I am sending directly to your mind. You will start having dreams that are incredibly vivid. You will wake up with a sharp, clear understanding of a situation that confused you the day before. You will suddenly know things about people you meet, their hidden pain, their secret prayers, not because you are guessing, but because I am whispering their secrets into your ear so you can help them. Allow my Holy Spirit to empower you for bold, entirely unapologetic evangelism. I'm burning away your timid, people-pleasing fear. When you open your mouth to speak about me, you will not stumble over your words in embarrassment. I will fill your mouth with liquid fire. People will stop and listen to you, utterly captivated by the raw, authentic truth radiating from your life. Experience and administer miraculous healings and deliverances in my mighty, unmatched name. When your child is sick with a fever in the middle of the night, do not just panic. Lay your hands entirely on their hot forehead and command the sickness to leave. When your friend tells you they are drowning in deep, suicidal depression, do not just offer weak sympathy. Look them in the eyes and command the heavy spirit of death to lose its grip. You have my authority. You carry my DNA. Let the overflowing rush of the Spirit touch and deeply transform every single person you encounter today. You are walking around with the cure for a dying world inside your chest. Do not keep it bottled up. Step out in radical, dangerous faith. Ask me for the impossible right now, and watch as I absolutely flood your life with the undeniable evidence of my supernatural presence. Cultivate the deep, intentional quietness required to recognize my gentle, loving whispers. I see you rushing through your frantic days, moving from one urgent task to the next. You are always listening to something, a podcast in the car, music in your headphones, the television in the background. You tell me that you never hear my voice, but my beloved child, the truth is that you are simply too loud. I do not usually scream over the chaos of your life. I speak in the gentle stillness. Learn the distinct, crucial difference between my pure voice and the loud, demanding voice of your own fleshly desires. Your own desires will push you to rush, to panic, and to force doors open. My voice will always bring a profound, settling peace, even if I am telling you to do something incredibly difficult. I will never contradict the written words I have already given you in my scriptures. Obey without a single moment of hesitation the immediate, small promptings I gently place in your spirit. When you are standing in line at the store and you feel a sudden, strange urge to pay for the groceries of the exhausted mother behind you, do it. Do not argue with me. Do not calculate your budget in your head and talk yourself out of it. When you feel a sudden nudge to call a friend you haven't spoken to in years, pick up the phone immediately. These are not random thoughts. These are my direct assignments for you. Trust that my true sheep will always, instinctively recognize the loving voice of their shepherd. Stop doubting yourself so much. You constantly worry that you are just making things up in your own head. I am telling you, if the thought brings life, if it requires faith, and if it shows deep love to someone else, it is me. Step out and act on it. Seek my direct, personal guidance for every minor step and major decision in your daily life. Do not just come to me when your life is falling apart and you need a massive rescue. Bring me into the small things. Ask me how to handle that annoying email from your coworker. Ask me how to respond to your angry teenager. I care about the tiny details of your Tuesday morning just as much as I care about your eternal destiny. Keep a written, physical record of my spoken promises to constantly remind your forgetful heart of my fierce faithfulness. When I speak a word of comfort or direction to you, write it down immediately. Keep a journal on your nightstand. Because when the dark days come, and the enemy tries to tell you that I have abandoned you, I want you to open that book. I want you to read exactly what I said to you in the light, and I want you to stand firm on it in the dark. Listen to me. Do not let your attention drift. It brings profound sorrow to my spirit when I am pouring out my deepest, most intimate secrets, only to watch you walk away before the blessing is complete. You begged me to speak to you, and I am speaking. To silence me now would be a tragic rejection of my fierce love. I command your focus, not out of anger, but out of absolute, protective devotion. Do not leave me standing here. The refinement I am about to show you is the master key to your entire future. Accept right now that your current, painful trials are specifically meant to carefully purify, not destroy you. I know exactly how much it hurts right now. I see the heavy tears you cry in the shower where no one else can hear you. I see the crushing weight of the disappointment you carry because life did not turn out the way you planned. You feel like you are walking through a blazing furnace, and you are terrified that you are going to burn to ashes. I am looking right at you and telling you, you will not be consumed. I am the one controlling the thermostat. Submit willingly to the intense heat that is violently burning away your selfish, fleshly desires. I am using this immense pressure to break off your pride, your intense need for control, and your deep reliance on worldly comfort. It is incredibly uncomfortable, but it is absolutely necessary for the massive purpose I have for you. Praise me loudly and aggressively right in the exact middle of the furnace, knowing I stand there in the flames with you. Do not wait until the battle is over to sing. I want you to lift your hands right now, while your heart is still broken, while your bank account is still empty, while the medical report is still terrifying. Your raw, bleeding sacrifice of praise is the most beautiful sound in the entire universe to me. It confuses the enemy and absolutely shatters his power over your mind. Emerge from this long, painful season as pure, heavy gold, perfectly reflecting my glorious image. When a silversmith refines silver, he holds it in the hottest part of the fire until he can see his own face perfectly reflected in the metal. That is what I am doing with you. I am holding you close until the world looks at you and sees exactly what I look like. Let go of all the bitter, toxic resentment toward the flawed earthly instruments I am using for your painful refining. I know that boss is cruel. I know that family member is manipulative. I know that friend deeply betrayed you. You not focus your anger on them. They are merely sandpaper in my sovereign hand, carefully smoothing out your rough edges. Release them to me. Forgive them completely, because carrying that heavy bitterness will only keep you stuck in the fire much longer than necessary. Rejoice greatly, my precious child, for your tested, proven faith is infinitely more precious than all the earthly treasures in this world. You are gaining spiritual muscles you never knew you could have. You are developing an unshakable, fierce resilience that will carry you through anything. Stand tall in the heat. The fire is not your grave. It is your ultimate launching pad. Bring to my altar the shattered dreams you thought were lost to time forever. I see the box of broken hopes you have shoved to the back of your mind. I know exactly what is inside it. I see the marriage you fought so hard to save that still fell apart. I see the business you poured your life savings into that did not survive. I see the children who have walked away from you, leaving your heart aching every single day. You look at these broken pieces and you tell yourself it is too late. You think you have wasted your best years. Bring those pieces to me right now. Do not hide your heavy disappointment from me. Lay it all out in the open. Watch in awe as I breathe new life into completely dead relationships and long-abandoned callings. I am the God of the second chance, the third chance, and the final victory. I can take a completely dead situation and make it bloom again. You think the story is over because the chapter ended badly. I am holding the pen, and I am telling you the story is just getting to the very best part. Receive my divine compensation for the years the locusts have violently eaten. I know you feel like time has been stolen from you. You look at your age and you feel a quiet panic, wondering how you will ever catch up. Stop calculating your timeline based on human logic. I own time. I can do more in your life in 6 months than you could accomplish on your own in 60 years. I am stepping in to restore what sickness stole from your body. I am stepping in to replace the money that unfair situations drained from your bank account. Trust deeply that my sovereign timing for fulfillment is perfectly orchestrated. You have cried out to me, asking why I made you wait so long. You have watched bad people succeed while you struggled to just survive. The waiting was not a cruel punishment. The waiting was a deep, necessary preparation. I was building a solid foundation under you so massive that it could hold the massive weight of the blessing I am about to drop on your life. Prepare the empty vessels in your life right now, for I am about to pour out my massive blessing. Look around your house. Look at your empty bank accounts. Look at your empty schedule. Do not look at the emptiness with fear. Look at it as making room for me. Open your hands wide. Stop clenching your fists around the little bit you have left. Step into the renewed, unbreakable covenant I am establishing with you today. I promise you, I will make right what went wrong. I promise you, the joy coming in your morning will completely wipe away the bitter memory of the weeping you endured in the night. Rise up from your cold bed of regret. Wash your face. Put your shoulders back. You are stepping into a season of massive, unbelievable payback. Believe it, and watch me do exactly what I said I would do. Identify quickly the subtle, poisonous lies the enemy whispers into your thoughts every single day. I see how he attacks you the moment you wake up. Before your feet even touch the floor, a dark, heavy thought crosses your mind. He tells you that you are not good enough. He tells you that you are going to fail today. He tells you that no one actually cares about you. Those are not your thoughts. Those are his lies, entirely designed to steal your joy and ruin your day before it even begins. Refuse absolutely to entertain the heavy guilt and toxic shame of your already forgiven past. I know you have made mistakes. I know there are things you did 10 years ago that still make you cringe when you remember them. But I have already wiped those mistakes completely off your record. When you bring up your past sins to me, I do not even know what you are talking about. The blood of my son washed them away forever. Stop dragging your old, dead mistakes into your brand new future. Rebuke the devourer who relentlessly seeks to steal your joy, your physical health, and your deep peace. I have given you massive authority over the darkness. Do not sit there like a helpless victim while the enemy tears up your home and attacks your mind. Open your mouth and tell him to leave. Use my name. Command the heavy depression to get off your chest. Command the tight anxiety to drop its grip on your throat. Guard your mouth fiercely, ensuring your daily words align with my life, not his death. I hear the way you talk about yourself when you look in the mirror. I hear you complain that you will always be broke, that you will always be sick, and that nothing ever works out for you. Stop cursing your own life. Your words are powerful seeds. If you plant words of failure, you will grow a harvest of defeat. Start speaking my life over your family. Start declaring out loud that you are blessed, that you are highly favored, and that you are walking in divine health. Close immediately every open spiritual door granted through past disobedience and current compromises. If you are holding on to bitter unforgiveness, you are leaving the front door of your house wide open for the enemy to walk right in. If you are secretly indulging in toxic habits behind closed doors, you are giving the darkness a legal right to torment you. Shut the doors today. Repent quickly. Turn away from the things that are poisoning your spirit. Enforce the ultimate, crushing victory of the cross over every single demonic assignment launched against you. The spiritual war has already been won. The enemy is a defeated, toothless lion trying to scare you with a loud roar. Do not back down. Look him right in the eye, point directly to the cross, and remind him that he is completely lost. You belong entirely to me. You are completely covered by my supreme power. Stand firm, hold your ground, and refuse to give up another inch of your peace. Trust completely that I am Jehovah Jireh, your ultimate and unfailing provider. I know exactly how much money is in your bank account right now. I know the exact amount of the bills sitting on your kitchen counter. I see the tight knot in your stomach when you go to the grocery store and watch the prices climbing higher and higher every week. I see you calculating the math in your head, wondering how you will make it to the end of the month. I am telling you today, I am your source. Your job is not your true provider. The government is not your provider. I am. Do not hoard supplies in worldly panic, but prepare with divine, Spirit-led wisdom. The world around you is running around like a frightened flock of sheep, buying out the stores, preparing for the worst, entirely driven by a spirit of heavy dread. You must not act like them. You are a citizen of heaven. Yes, I want you to be wise. Yes, I want you to be prepared. But I want your preparation driven by my calm instruction, not by the panicked headlines on the television. Expect the supernatural multiplication of your resources exactly when the need arises. You look at the little bit you have and you think it is completely impossible. You think 5 loaves and 2 fish could never feed a massive crowd. But you forget who you are handing your little bit to. When you place your small resources entirely in my hands, I blow on them, and they rapidly expand. I can make your money stretch farther than math allows. I can make your car keep running when the mechanic says the engine should be dead. Give generously to others, for cheerful giving violently unlocks the very windows of heaven. I know your logic tells you to hold on tight to your money when times are tough. I am telling you to do the exact opposite. When you feel a tight squeeze on your finances, find someone else to bless. Buy a warm meal for a homeless person. Secretly pay for a single mother's groceries. When you open your hands to give, you also open your hands to receive. Look closely at the lilies of the field and remember your immense, incalculable value to me. The flowers do not stress out. The birds do not lie awake at night worrying about their retirement accounts. I feed them every single day. Do you honestly believe I care more about a bird than I care about you? You are my masterpiece. You carry my breath in your lungs. I will never let you go hungry. Move forward into the future with the unshakable confidence that you will lack absolutely no good thing. Lift up your head. Stop staring down at your empty pockets. Look up at my massive, infinite resources. Walk into your day completely confident that your Father owns the universe, and He is completely committed to taking perfect care of you. You are completely safe in my economy. Accept your high mandate today to be the salt of the earth and the bright light of the world. I did not pull you out of the darkness just so you could hide comfortably in a quiet church building. I saved you so I can send you right back into the fire to rescue others. I look at your neighborhood. I look at your office, and I see people stumbling around in total, blinding darkness. They are desperately looking for a way out. You are holding the flashlight. Turn it on. Share the raw, unfiltered testimony of what I have done in your life completely without shame. Stop trying to pretend you have always been perfect. Stop hiding your messy past. The world does not need another perfectly polished, fake religious person. The world needs to hear how you were totally broken, drowning in bad habits, crushed by depression, or failing in your marriage, and how I stepped in and pulled you out of the mud. Your actual, gritty story is the most powerful weapon you possess. Look with my very own eyes of deep compassion upon those who are wandering aimlessly in the dark. When you see a young person covered in tattoos, angry at the world, do not judge them. Look deeper. See the broken, fatherless child hiding behind the tough exterior. When you see your harsh, angry boss yelling at everyone, do not just hate them. See the terrified, insecure person who doesn't know how to handle the massive pressure of life. Ask me to give you my heartbeat for the lost. Extend radical, shocking grace to the broken, always pointing them directly to the cross of total redemption. When someone completely messes up, be the first person to offer them a hand up. Do not preach at them while they are bleeding on the ground. Bandage their wounds first. Love them unconditionally. When they ask you why you are so kind to them, simply tell them about the Jesus who was incredibly kind to you when you did not deserve it. Prepare your heart right now to gently disciple the massive multitudes who are seeking truth in the chaos. The world is going to get darker. The systems they trusted are going to fail. And when everything falls apart, they are going to come running to the people who still have peace. They will come to you. You must be ready to sit with them, open my word, and teach them exactly how to walk with me. Shine the absolute brightest when the surrounding cultural darkness is at its absolute peak. Do not be intimidated by the loud voices of the culture that hate me. Their anger is just a mask for their deep terror. Stand your ground. Speak my truth with massive love and unshakable boldness. You are my ambassador to a dying world. Step into your role with immense pride and fierce courage today. Let my light blaze through you. Now that you have seen the path I have lit for you, I'm asking you to help me cast this same fire into the hearts of those who have lost all hope. This is the exact moment I have appointed for you to transition from a listener to a powerful co-laborer in my global harvest. By supporting this channel through a membership or a PayPal gift, you are providing the spiritual manna for the multitudes who are starving for a touch of my presence. I see your desire to make a real difference, and I am telling you that your seed today will become a river of life for someone currently contemplating their final hour. I promise that what you release into my hands, I will multiply until your own barns are overflowing with a harvest of joy and divine protection. I will rebuke the devourer for your sake and ensure that your generosity becomes a memorial of faith that echoes in the halls of heaven. The time is short, the laborers are few, and the souls of the lost are calling out for the bread of life. Act with prophetic urgency today. Visit the description link or become a member to fuel this mission of mercy. My child, you are standing on the very edge of your promised land. Do not retreat now. It would deeply disappoint me to see you give up when the absolute, glorious triumph of my justice is just moments away. You have walked with me this far. Do not drop your faith at the finish line. Honor the heavy, bloody price I paid to speak these eternal words over your life today. Anchor yourself right here. Give me your complete, unbroken attention for these final moments, because what I am about to declare will shatter your chains forever. Rest safely and completely in the knowledge that I see every single injustice committed under the sun. I see the exact way you were wrong. I see the people who lied about you to protect their own reputations. I see the business partners who stole from you and walked away completely unpunished. I see the corrupt systems that constantly push you down while rewarding the absolute worst kinds of behavior. You watch the news and you feel a burning anger because it seems like the bad guys are winning. I am telling you today, they are not. Nothing escapes my sight. I am keeping a perfect, flawless record of every single action. Relinquish your heavy, burning desire for personal vengeance entirely into my capable hands right now. I know you want to get even. I know you spend hours in your head plotting out what you would say to them if you had the chance. I know you want to see them fall. But taking revenge into your own hands will only poison your own heart. Drop the weapons. Step back from the fight. Vengeance belongs entirely to me. I will repay exactly what is owed. Watch closely as the proudly arrogant are violently humbled and the lowly, humble people are powerfully exalted. I have a long history of flipping the script. I love to take the forgotten, overlooked people at the back of the line and move them straight to the front. I love to take the loud, proud leaders who think they are untouchable and remove their crowns in a single day. Trust that my perfectly righteous scales will eventually balance every single earthly wrong. You might not see the justice happen tomorrow. You might not see it happen next year. But I promise you, the scales will balance. No one gets away with anything. The blood of the innocent cries out to me from the ground, and I will absolutely answer. Pray for my deep mercy upon the wicked, for my deepest, most sincere desire is that absolutely none should perish. This is a hard command, but I need you to do it. Pray for the person who abused you. Pray for the corrupt politician. Pray for the boss who fired you unfairly. They are trapped in a deep, blinding darkness, and they are headed for an eternal destruction that is terrifying beyond human comprehension. Do not wish for their death. Pray for their radical awakening. Celebrate the impending, glorious establishment of my perfect, entirely equitable kingdom. You will not have to live in this broken, corrupt system forever. I am coming back. I am going to wipe the slate entirely clean. I am going to establish a new earth where there is no more cheating, no more lying, no more theft, and no more tears. Keep your eyes firmly fixed on the horizon. The King is returning, and he is bringing absolute, perfect justice with him. Lift your hands and thank me today, because your ultimate vindication is completely guaranteed. Lift up your head, my precious child, for the glorious hour of your redemption draws closer than it has ever been. I see how your neck aches from constantly looking down at your endless problems. I see how your shoulders are slumped under the heavy weight of waiting for a breakthrough that feels like it will never actually arrive. You have been waiting in the dark for so long that you have started to believe the light is a lie. I am telling you today, the light is rushing toward you. Let the pure joy of the Lord be the supernatural, sustaining strength of your days. I am not talking about a fake, plastic smile that you force yourself to wear when you go to work. I am talking about a deep, bubbling well of joy that explodes in your spirit even when your bank account is empty and your heart is breaking. This kind of joy makes absolutely no sense to the world, but it is the exact fuel you need to finish this race. Sing loud songs of massive deliverance even before the final, physical victory is completely seen. Do not wait for the doctor to give you the clean bill of health before you thank me. Do not wait for the check to arrive in the mail before you lift your hands in praise. I want you to open your mouth and sing right now, right in the exact middle of your darkest night. When you praise me before the battle is won, you completely shatter the chains of depression that the enemy has wrapped around your mind. Cast off the heavy, suffocating garments of mourning and instantly put on the bright garment of praise. You have worn that heavy, wet blanket of grief and self-pity for far too long. It is dragging you down to the floor. Take you off. Throw it away. Step into the radiant, beautiful clothes of victory I have specifically tailored for you. Anticipate the miraculous, sudden breakthrough I have meticulously scheduled for your life. You think your rescue is going to take years of painful effort. You think you have to slowly dig yourself out of the deep hole you are in. I am a God of sudden miracles. In a single afternoon, I can entirely flip your situation upside down. In one phone call, your entire career can change. In one quiet moment, your broken marriage can find a totally new beginning. Start expecting the sudden goodness of your Father. Share this contagious, divine optimism with your weary, struggling brothers and sisters. When you walk into a room, your massive faith should change the spiritual temperature. When your friends are complaining about the terrible economy and the collapsing culture, I want you to look them right in the eye and tell them that your God is still entirely on the throne. Show them what it looks like to live completely fearless. Your deliverance is not just a distant hope. It is an incoming reality. Realize fully that you were specifically and carefully chosen for this exact generation. You look at the massive chaos of the world today and you silently wish you had been born in a simpler, quieter time. You think it is a terrible accident that you are trying to raise a family and build a life in the middle of such intense global shaking. I do not make accidents. I looked across all of human history. I saw the exact darkness that would cover the earth in this exact hour, and I decided that the world desperately needed you. You are my secret weapon. Step confidently out of the cold shadows of fear and step directly into your radiant, divine calling. You have spent years hiding in the background, terrified of making a mistake, terrified of being criticized by people who do not even know my name. Your time of hiding is completely over. I am calling you to the front lines. Utilize every single unique gift, every strange quirk, and every special talent I lovingly knitted into your being. You have spent so much time trying to fix your weaknesses that you have completely ignored your massive strengths. I gave you that loud laugh on purpose. I gave you that intense passion for justice on purpose. I gave you that quiet, gentle empathy on purpose. Stop trying to blend in with the crowd. I created you to stand out. Stop comparing your specific, tailored assignment to the paths I gave to others. I see you scrolling through your phone, looking at people who seem more successful, younger, or wealthier than you. You feel a bitter sting of jealousy and totally toxic inadequacy. Put the phone down. I did not give you their race to run. I gave you your own track, and you are the only one who can finish it. When you compare yourself to others, you insult the Creator who designed you perfectly for your specific mission. Move forward today with the tremendous, unshakable authority delegated to you by my Son, Jesus. You walk into your workplace acting like a powerless victim of circumstance. You walk through your neighborhood keeping your head down, hoping the darkness leaves you alone. Wake up, my child. You carry the very spirit that raised Christ from the dead inside your physical body. When you speak my words, demons tremble and run. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere must shift to align with my kingdom. Take absolute ownership of the ground you stand on. Fulfill the vital, world-changing earthly mission I wrote for you before the foundation of the world was ever laid. Do not leave this earth with your song still trapped inside you. Do not take your buried talents to the grave. Step up, speak out, and violently advance my kingdom of love into the darkest corners of your city. You are heavily armed, fully authorized, and completely unstoppable. Receive the profound, supernatural peace that completely surpasses all human logic and earthly understanding. I know exactly how loud the battleground of your mind is right now. I see how your heart races in your chest when you look at the news or when you check your empty bank account. You try to find peace by controlling every little detail of your life. But the harder you try to hold on, the more it slips right through your fingers. Stop striving. Open your empty hands right now and receive the gift I am handing you. Allow this divine, supernatural peace to act as the ultimate umpire in your mind, ruling every single anxious thought out of bounds. When the thought comes that you are going to lose your job, let my peace blow the whistle and stop that lie dead in its tracks. When the panic whispers that your children are going to fail, let my peace step in and declare that your family is fully protected. Know that absolutely no earthly storm, no financial collapse, and no global crisis can sever the eternal covenant I made with you. People will break their promises to you. Contracts will be torn up. Earthly security will evaporate like mist in the morning sun. But my covenant is forged in the unbreakable blood of my Son. I have tied myself to you completely. Breathe in the calm, steady assurance of your eternal security resting safely in my massive hands. Take a deep breath right now. Fill your lungs with the quiet air of my presence. Exhale all the toxic tension you are holding in your neck and your shoulders. You are entirely safe. You are completely covered. The world outside your window might be tearing itself apart, but you are seated in heavenly places with me. I have built an invisible, impenetrable wall of fire around your life. Let this deep, unshakable tranquility be a powerful, undeniable witness to a frantic, terrified world. The people you work with are exhausted from panic. Your neighbors are drowning in intense anxiety. They are trying to find peace in pills, in alcohol, in mindless entertainment, and it is failing them completely. When they look at you, they should see something totally unexplainable. They should see a person walking through the exact same storm they are in, yet smiling with absolute calm. Your quiet peace is the loudest sermon you will ever preach. It proves that I am real. Rest your weary head heavily on my chest today, my beloved child, and simply learn how to be still. You do not have to fight this fight on your own anymore. Lean your entire weight back against me. Listen to the steady, calm heartbeat of your Creator. Close your eyes, let go of the control wheel, and let me drive you safely home. Heed this final, incredibly loving invitation to fully and completely align your entire life with my perfect will. We have spoken about many deep things today. You have felt my heavy, warm presence in the room with you as you have read the words. You know in your gut that this is not a coincidence. I have tracked you down because I refuse to let you settle for a mediocre, broken life. Surrender the very last, stubborn strongholds of your heart to my gentle, perfect lordship. You know exactly what those hidden strongholds are. It is that secret grudge you refuse to let go of. It is that hidden habit you turn to when you feel alone. It is the deep, arrogant pride that tells you that you can handle your life better than I can. Stop fighting me. Hand over the keys to those dark, locked rooms in your heart right now. I will not break the door down, but I am standing here knocking, asking you to let me clean up the mess inside. Prepare your spiritual garments meticulously, keeping them pure and unspotted from the dirt of this world. The time is incredibly short. The shadows were growing very long on the earth. Do not let yourself get caught up in the petty, meaningless arguments of a society that is rapidly passing away. Keep your eyes locked fiercely on the eternal horizon. Wash yourself daily in my forgiveness. Stay close to my sign. Listen intently in the quiet of your spirit for the sound of the final trumpet and the joyous, approaching call of the bridegroom. I'm coming back for a people who are awake, expecting me, and completely in love with me. Do not let me find you spiritually asleep, distracted by the cheap toys of this broken planet. Be ready to move the exact second I call your name. Step fully and completely into the eternal, beautiful rest I have prepared exclusively for my faithful servants. The days of your exhausting striving are totally over. You no longer have to perform for my love. You no longer have to earn your place at my table. I have already set a place for you. I have already written your name on the chair. Pull up to the table today and eat from the massive abundance of my grace. Know always, beyond a single shadow of a doubt, that my fierce love for you is vast. It is entirely eternal, and it is completely confirmed. You are not a mistake. You are not a failure. You are the highly favored, fiercely protected, and deeply cherished child of the Most High God. Now go out into your day, carry my brilliant light into the darkness, and never, ever forget who you belong to. I am with you always, even to the very end of the age. My precious one, as you enter into the deep, unshakable rest I have prepared for you, I invite you to seal this divine encounter with a covenant offering of praise and support. His message was a direct lifeline to your spirit, and now I am calling you to help me stretch this same lifeline to the ends of the earth. When you contribute through super thanks or a donation today, you are testifying that my word is the most valuable treasure in your life. I declare that as you honor me with the first fruits of your substance, I will cause a supernatural rain of blessing to fall upon your household that no earthly drought can stop. You are not merely supporting a channel. You are building a sanctuary in the digital wilderness, where the broken can find my healing touch. I will remember your kindness in the day of trouble, and I will ensure that my peace stands guard over everything you possess. Let your heart overflow with the joy of being a conduit for my glory in these final, urgent days. Seal this word in your heart right now by giving through the link below or using super thanks to empower this global movement of faith. Amen.